Hello, I Satish Pandey. Today we shall discuss about the joint stock company. Joint stock company, as its name suggests, it jointly started by many people, and it has capital divided into various stock or shares, which is owned by different people who jointly started this company. After starting this company, other people can also join by purchasing its stock or share. So there may be thousands and lakhs of people who can join this company. If you see the definition in the book, a company is an association of persons formed for carrying out business activities and has a legal status independent of its member. So it has legal status. First of thing, it is the association of the person, just like cooperative society, but it has a profit motive, and it serve not only members but it serve the consumer also. So it is an artificial person means it is not the real person. A company, although have a separate legal entity and perpetual succession and a common seal, yet it is not the real person but artificial person, because it cannot eat and walk and do whatever we can do it. Still it is a person, artificial person, because in business what a person can do, this company can also do. In business a person can go in bank and take loans, so company can go and take loans in his own name. In business a person have a pan card, so company can also have its own pan card. Tax return file, similarly company can file a case in court, just like a person can file a case in court, and company can also be sued by other person. So in this way you can see that it is a separate legal entity. It can act like a person, and it is a artificial person also. Now as per the section on 220 of the Act 2000, a company means company incorporated under this act or any other previous company act. There was a previous company act, Company Act 1956. Till till the arrival of the Company Act 2013, all the company were established under the same act, Company Act 1956. But after introduction of Company Act 2013, company can be formed using this new act, Company Act 2013. This is the amendment in the Company Act, and there are various changes also in this Company Act. So any company which has formed earlier 2013 in the Company Act 1956 or post 2013 under the Company Act 2013 is known as a joint stock company. So the shareholders are the owners of this company, while the board of directors are the chief managing bodies of the company. So company is managed by board of directors and company is owned by the shareholders. So the owners and managers of company are different who manage the company. Most of the time owners even don't visit the company throughout the life. They become shareholders and they stay their home, and the company is managed by board of directors. But shareholders exercise indirect control because board of directors are elected by the shareholders. So board of directors are the elected person elected by the shareholder, and they appoint managers to run day-to-day functioning of the company. The capital of company is divided into smaller parts called share. Suppose there are 1 crore capital in a company. So it can be divided into hundreds, rupees 100 share of 1 lakh share. So there are, if a company have 1 lakh share of rupees 100, it means its capital is 1 crore. These 1 lakh share are purchased by the people. Suppose you have 20 shares. So you are the owner of 2000 in that company and you are liable also for 2000. So the capital is divided into anyone can purchase this share up to the amount he want to invest in the company. At present time, you can go and purchase the share of Reliance company. You will become the owner of the Reliance company up to the amount you have invested. You can purchase Tata company, Birla company, any company share you can purchase, and you will be the owner. And when the profit generated by the company, you will receive the profit as per the your percentage. Suppose you have purchased 1% share of the company, so the in total profit 1% profit will be given to you. So the whole capital of a company is divided into smaller parts called shares, and these shares are purchased and sold in share markets. Anyone can have these shares anytime if you have money, because it is sold daily. So these are the shareholders who are the owners. At the same time, there are a private company also, in which at the end private limited is written. In that private limited, the shares are generally owned by few people who have established the company. These shares are not open to sell in the public. So this is not a public company. It is a private company. Shares are also there. For example, the 100 rupees shares are there for 1 crore capital. So all the shares are owned by the 5 or 6, 8 or 10 or 20 people who started the business or who have been added in the business. So private company is just like you can say the partnership company in which there are 10-20 partners, but it is quite different also in its liabilities and various features. It is very much similar to the company joint stock company, except its share is not open for the subscription in share markets. If you see the features of this company, There are first feature, as I told you, it is an artificial person, not real person. Like natural person, a company can own property. It can purchase land, building, machines, anything its own name, and the bill is also generated in the name of company. And property in the court, the property papers is prepared for company. It incur debts, means it can take the debts, it borrow money, enter into contract, it can make contract, it can be sued or to be sued, it can sue or to be sued by the other person. So all the work of a person, suppose sole proprietor is doing for his business, the same work can be done by the company itself without using any human. Although there are managers and board of directors who done these work on behalf of company, but unlike a person, it cannot breathe, eat, run, talk, so it is not a natural person. It is only artificial person. It is like a natural person in the world of business, but it is not the actual natural person. It is a artificial person. Now it is a separate legal entity because all the work is done in the name of company. The person who are employed or become board of director or shareholder or any stakeholders of the company, they are separate from the company. Work is done in the name of company. There are identities of company. Company have acquired an identities, its own PAN card, its own everything is there, account, bank account. So everything is done on in the name of company. It is a separate legal entity. So members can go and come. Members of the company can go and come, but company will run. Members may change. If suppose you are shareholder, you sold your share. Now it is purchased by some other person. He become the member, but the company remains same because its assets and liabilities are separate from those of its owner. So even in the court or law does not recognize business and owners to be the one and the same. Formation of this company are very lengthy process. It is time consuming because we have to make a lot of formalities. It is expensive also. We have to spend and complicated process. It involves preparation of a lot of documents of registration and memorandum of association, article of association. There are lots of documents you have to prepare to form this company. There are compliance with the several legal requirements before it can start, and every legal requirement needs certain times, and there are steps. Step was there, and steps, some steps take 1 month to 2 months to complete in the procedure. And incorporation of company is also compulsory under the company act. Until you not incorporate it, you cannot function. Next one is perpetual succession. So perpetual succession means a company can run unlimited time until it is brought to an end only by law. So a shareholder's son can become the shareholders and other shareholders, or he can transfer his share to his friends or some relatives or some other person. So owners can change. Shareholders are the owner; they can change, but and the company will remain. There is no any, even if all the owners die at the same time. even though company will remain. Company cannot put to an end. It can be put to an end just like yeah, following all procedure or formation. We have taken a lot of steps in formation, so its closure have also various formation. Its closure is called winding up. So members may come and go, but company continue to exist, which is called perpetual succession. It continue to exist. Now control, as I told you in the beginning also, the control is undertaken by the board of directors, who are the elected members, who appoint top management of the company like CEO and accountant and financial manager, marketing managers. They appoint all the senior ones. Director is very important. He hold a position of immense significance, and he is also accountable to shareholders for the working of company. If the company is not working good, just like you can see that in Reliance Industries, director is Mukesh Ambani. If the company is not going good, so everyone is going to blame the Mukesh Ambani. Similarly, in various companies in India, the director of Google company India is Sundar Pichai. So in this way, no, sorry, he is the CEO, not director. So there are mostly, if you think about the day-to-day function, manager and CEO is responsible. If you think about the performance of company, director is responsible. If the company is not generating profit continuously, shareholders can change the director or board of director by voting, because every year there is a voting for appointment of director and board of directors. Although shareholders do not have any right to involve in day-to-day running of business, how business is running, how purchase is going on, these are not the matter. But on the final, in accounting year, at the end of the year, they are going to check the accounts and profits and loss and everything, sales and growth of the company, and then after they can decide that whether this board of directors is working good or not. Liabilities of the company, there are limited liabilities of the members of this company. Their liability is limited to their contribution of capital. So the creditors of this company can only use the assets of the company to settle their claims. They cannot use the assets of the members except their shares contribution. So a member can ask to contribute to the loss only to the extent of unpaid amount. For example, you have purchased the share of rupees two 2000. So your 2000 can only be used to settle the debt. Here it is given, if a Akshay have purchased the 2000 share of rupees 10, so it become 20,000 total amount he paid. So that amount can only be used, whatever you have paid for purchasing share. Your personal amount cannot be used to settle the debt. Another feature is common seal. So a company have common seal. I told you that it is an artificial person, so it cannot sign with his hand. Therefore, there is a common seal for the company for every document. Suppose it want to apply for PAN card, so it has to be put his own seal instead of signature at the signature place. So it will be an official signature of the company. Any document without seal will not be considered the company's own document, and it cannot be claimed. Now risk bearing. So risk of the loss is bear by all the shareholders up to their contribution. Just like the profit is distributed among the shareholders, loss is also distributed. So, if the company faces financial difficulties, all the shareholders have to contribute their debt, but up to the extent of their shares in the company as a capital. So, if there are losses, the amount of investment of in the shares can be used to settle the debt. There are one benefit that this loss is get spread over the large number of shareholders. There I told you that thousands and lakhs of shareholders are there. So if the company incurred losses of 1 crore and it will be distributed among all the shareholders, so one single shareholders will have to bear a small portion of the loss. So in this way, we can understand that a company is an artificial person, a company established under the Companies Act 2013 or Company Act 1956 and various features of company.